Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Ring. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading, tuning into the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to my weekly psychic tarot class on Sundays. 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 1 hour online, $25. You can utilize this to help expand your own tarot practice. It's been a lot of fun. You can come and just watch and be a part of the energy, or you can interact and ask questions and share what you have as well. Share with the class. So it's been a lot of fun and I'm really enjoying that space. So I just wanted to invite any of you who are thinking about that, considering it, come on down. So I'll put a link in the description box below. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, it would be a really lovely space to get to know some of you as well in that space. So all right, let's get to your tarot reading. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, the overall energy of today's reading is the Eight of Wands. A lot of times I see the Eight of Wands. This is after tarot. There's usually not a figure on this card. Usually it's just the Eight Wands all pointed in the same direction. And when your desires, when your wants, when your thoughts, when everything is focused in the same direction, then so goes your energy. When your energy's split and scattered in every direction, then that's how you move. That's how things operate as well. But when you get everything pointed in the same direction, ease. What does the viewer need to know about this Eight of Wands? It's also one of the fastest moving cards of the deck. Oh boy. Hermit reversed. Four of Swords reversed. 10 of Swords. 2 of Wands in reverse. So Hermit reversed. Oh, it feels like you might be coming out of a hermit mode. Feels like you might be enjoying your hermit mode a bit much. Your isolation. Yes, okay. There's a lot of healing. Four of Swords in reverse is my no communication, but also Four of Swords upright can be healing, taking time to rest, relax, recover. And in reverse, finishing with that healing. Time to come out. I'm getting this coming out of healing, coming out of isolation after a very painful, some painful ending. And wow, here's another card. 2 of Wands is my stuck in the house, thinking that there's nothing else out there in the world. And then 2 of Wands is a need to get out of the house, a need to make a move. All right, I think we got the general theme of this. I get that when you've gone through a painful experience, like the 10 of Swords here, that isolation and separating yourself to heal is necessary, productive. But there's something here about allowing the painful cycle to end, allowing the healing to end. It's time to come out. And it looks like with the Eight of Wands, it feels like there's something that you're very focused on in a singular direction. What's that the viewer is focused on? Page of Wands reverse, 8 of Pentacles reverse, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands in reverse. Holy cow. Okay. Oh. This feels like you're clinging on to a way of being. It feels like the healing has been good and you're feeling really good and comfortable, but I'm getting this message that this isn't it. You weren't meant to come out of a 10 of Swords, betrayal and painful ending and just stay hidden and stuck. Well, some of you might be feeling a bit blue, a lack of passion, a lack of desire. I'm not getting what this 8 of Wands is. It feels like things are going slowly because you've been healing, and it feels like there's a shift, or there needs to be a shift, and get out of that healing and focus on something other than what's not working. Some of you might be stuck in a past story and holding on to that past story of a lack of success. And what you might need to do is, it's like showing yourself that you're healed and get back out there and have a go at something. I'm not sure. Let's keep going and find out. Usually these readings, when it's like an onion layer, and I just keep pulling back the layers and getting closer and closer. So let's do that. All right, the hidden blessing is the 5 of Swords. Feels like you have learned how to walk away from bullies, walk away from environments that create painful endings. Oh, is the hidden blessing. I'm getting that whatever ending, very painful. 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords, a betrayal trauma. You might be healing from betrayal trauma. I'm seeing that this was happening for you. You needed to see someone clearly. You needed to see the people in the environment. You needed to see the situation in a clear way. Maybe you were ignoring the reality of who you were around or the environment, and that it's way too many cards. Feels like you might have tolerated a lot of bad treatment by people who have bad judgment, who are judging you. I'm also getting an awakening type of energy that you were removed from an environment where people were bullies, concerned with power struggles, power dynamics. Very critical, very critical. Bullies. You have to be like us, or you suck. I mean, it just feels very limited. You feel very limited in whatever environment that you were in. I think you needed to see who was on your side, who was really there for you and who wasn't. What you've gone through, if this is your reading, has helped you mature emotionally. Also, you couldn't mature emotionally in that environment. It feels like a lot of emotionally immature people. And you needed, it looks like, to find your own truth and learn how to protect yourself, how to stand your ground. create healthy boundaries from people like this. So, what you're leaving behind is the Ten of Cups in reverse. A lot of sadness, a lot of trying to make things work, a lot of ignoring how unhappy you are. A lot of people that were very focused on the negative. Maybe you were too. It just feels like a very oppressive place that you're leaving behind. Nine of Swords. You're leaving behind a comfort zone. Oh, yeah. Nine of Swords, it's a very painful space to be in. There's all this fear keeping this person stuck in a mindset, stuck with their fear, making them feel limited. But there's a comfort zone. They're in bed. And so it's not painful enough that this person's willing to do something about it. That's what happened. You were in a comfort zone, and it was painful, and it feels like it just kept dragging on. So unhappy, but not painful enough for you to get out of that comfort zone until the Ten of Swords came along. And created a painful ending. I think the pain was so you could see who these people or person really are, who they really are, to get you unstuck, to get you, make it painful enough so you stop settling for a comfort zone and go for what you want. With this Ace of Wands, follow your desires, follow your passions, what excites you. Feels like when you're in this Nine of Swords energy, unhappy, this feels chronic. Chronically waking up from a nightmare, waking up and realizing I'm stuck in a never-ending nightmare. It feels like you're following your excitement. At first, you don't even, it feels like when you're so stuck for so long, and so unhappy, it's hard to even know what does make you happy. What do I want out of life? For some of you, you might have hit that point. And it's important to know what you want, what makes you excited about life. You're not just a support. I think you were a support character, supporting others, being bullied and criticized by others. And you needed to get out of that space so you can step into your main character energy. Wow. All right. How to get the most of this energy is King of Pentacles, very focused, determined. That bull has his head down, and the King of Pentacles is doing the same thing. Very focused, determined, like a juggernaut. Gonna create what you want to create. This person's also very grounded in reality. They're not talking about it, they're doing it. This is taking action and creating stability, security, abundance. Wow. I think you were in a space and in relationships that were just not at your level. It's like you lost your fire, lost your passion, thought that this is as good as it gets. And once you leave this environment, what a glow up. It feels like you really showed yourself what you're capable of in the 3D. This isn't just fanciful. This is like making things happen. Creating abundance, creating stability, whatever this is. I love the Queen of Wands energy. It looks like you might have turned your back and focused on you, on figuring out what do you like? What is it that inspires you? And going for that, going towards that. Now, one thing I really like about the Queen of Wands energy is that she is not perfect. She doesn't even care that she's perfect. She usually has a black cat in the at her feet, and in the time that tarot was created, that means that cats were considered bad luck, and so she doesn't care what others think about her cat, her black cat. She doesn't care what others are saying about her. She goes after her happiness, what makes her inspired. She is also my card of learning as you go. She's not perfect. She doesn't know how to do things, but she figures them out as she moves on. This type of energy, when I see someone it feels like they might not know now, but I am not betting against them. I know they're going to figure that out. This is a good mix of energy. Very grounded, masculine, going after, taking the steps, moving towards what you want to create what you want, and like an inner fire of desire. Feels like since you left that painful environment, that you have really leveled up, is what it feels like. Okay, this feels like the betrayal story coming through. Okay, how to get the most. There's something here about bad boss, someone a player, someone who's very false. They're not a good leader at all, and they're a player. And this is a lot of betrayal energy. 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords, now 3 of Swords. This is someone inconsistent. They want what they want. They're not interested in a partnership. This feels like someone who is very controlling, manipulative, coercive even. I don't feel like this is someone that you're presently dealing with, this energy. Feels like what I'm tuning into here is you focusing on your connection with your higher self. Figuring out that you have all these aspects to you. I don't feel like the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands are talking about a love story. I'm not picking up on that. It feels internal. It feels like these are energies that you can embody. And it feels like there's a lot of emotions coming to the surface right now. Oh. Okay, so as you move on and put distance between this past betrayal that feels like you're coming out of for a lot of you, healing, there's all this coming out, focusing on what you want, energy. And it looks like when you focus on what you prefer, taking care of you, having a glow up, focusing on your finances, then what's the viewer need to know about this energy? How to get the most? Let's move on. Move away, move on with the Chariot card with their back showing. There's something here about letting this end, letting this past story end, letting that cycle end, because there's some type of new opportunity that's coming in with the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Wands and now the Ace of Pentacles. This feels like a lot of new energy coming in. Feels like something kind of tuning in, something that's coming in, or someone, it's a new opportunity, an Ace of Pentacles. I have no doubt that this King of Pentacles energy that you might be embodying is going to help you. You will know what to do with that opportunity. And the Queen of Wands, you'll know if that's for you or not, if you're drawn to it, if you're attracted to it, if it's something that excites you or you're curious about or it inspires you. There's something here. What I'm getting, how to get the most of this energy, is let the old story die and keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Move on. Nothing to see. Kind of energy. Okay. What's supporting you is the Hermit reversed again. Virgo energy. Coming out of healing, coming out of a period of isolation. The Hermit's not only talking about being alone, a lone wolf, but the Hermit has climbed a mountain, gotten all the way to the top by themselves, and that journey, as difficult as it is, gives them enlightenment, creates enlightenment. They learn from their experience. And a lot of times when you go into hermit mode to heal, and it definitely looks like that's one of the reasons why, going at it alone, learning how to heal after a betrayal, there's some type of enlightenment that you have, and it's time to come back down that mountain and share with the rest of the class what you've learned. What's supporting the viewer? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Karma. Okay. Karma is detached. It's just an aspect of this world. This is from my perspective, what I've noticed about karma. There's no force that's judging you, good or bad. It's more, karma is an aspect of this reality. And I see it as a teaching, or I'm utilizing it as a teaching mechanism, how to teach myself what's effective in this space and what does not work. So when you behave in a way, you put energy out into the world. When it comes back, if you like that and that's how you operate in the world, then you're like, all right, I like that. I liked putting that energy, that type of effort out into the world. And when I received it, loved it, keep doing it. Now, when I behave in a way that I feel all good about while I'm doing it, but then when I receive that same treatment back and I don't like it, then that gives me an opportunity to say, I did not like being on the receiving end of that, so I don't think I will engage in that type of activity any longer. And then you learn, then you make choices. So I see karma as lacking passion. There's no one judging. It's merely a reflection back. The waves you put out eventually come back, and you get to decide if you enjoy that or not. And I think what's supporting you is karma, the Wheel of Fortune, is it feels like some of you feel that the person or people or environment that created such a painful ending, that there needs to be punishment. that someone needs to be punished before you can move on. And what I'm seeing, what I have learned, just me, I'm not saying you do what you want always. Please don't allow someone on the internet or anyone to influence you in a way that you don't want to be influenced. So with that being said, what was I saying? Oh, why you're benefiting from karma, why that's supporting you is part of the toxic environment that you've been in, someone who has been a bully, brutal behavior, cruel, punishing type of behavior. What I've noticed from my experience, when I put out that punishing energy, I feel empowered, and I'm like, yeah, no one's gonna, When that energy rises in my chakra column, and it reaches my solar plexus, and I'm just like, I'm not going to be happy. I can't move on until I know that they have been hurt as much as they hurt me. That kind of feelings. Heck yeah, I've had that. And I've been detaching from those belief systems, detaching from that toxic way of believing that that's what needs to happen is punishment. Because when I have punished, and then I've had punishment come back, I don't like it. I don't like punishment. I don't enjoy it. And so there's something here about, it feels like a message of just let the space-time reality work for it, for taking care of whoever and whatever punishment, because that punishing thought, that need for punishment, is a part of the toxic environment that you're leaving. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I've just word saladed all over the place. We'll just keep moving. I hope that makes sense. What I'm getting with the Hierophant in reverse, also in regards to what's supporting you, is that the people who created this very painful ending are so detached from their higher self and so much in a karmic gulf of misery that you don't want to be any part of it. You want to be completely detached from that system. Unless you feel like you haven't learned enough from it and you want to continue with punishment and punished and punishment and going back and forth. It's up to you. All right. What to be mindful of is the Four of Swords. So Four of Swords in reverse came out in the overall energy. Being mindful of healing, rest, relax, recover. There's a need to heal from what you've gone through. Maybe less communication. Definitely not communicating with those who created. You can't heal in the space that you're abused. You can't heal while living with your abuser. You can't fully heal while you're in the same place where you're being hurt. All right, Page of Cups, Five of Cups in reverse. Some of you have a child involved in the mix here, or children. Whew. Okay, if you do have children involved in this, it feels heartbreaking. I think what message I'm getting here is there's a need to heal and then once you heal, once you become, allow yourself to become the version of yourself much happier. Heal from that past environment. Come out of that healing. It feels like the glow up. I feel like the Eight of Wands, the overall energy, is talking about how quickly this shift is. Once you leave that environment, once you're willing to finally face your fears and get out of a comfort zone, heal yourself. It feels like a glow up. Things happen very quickly. Once you're no longer giving your energy, your time, your focus to people who feel very comfortable treating you as less than. Feels like a lot of stability coming in and justice. I think if there's children or child involved, it feels very overwhelming, but there's something about just keep healing, keep moving forward, and maybe trusts that at some point down the line, you will receive justice. The best way I have found to receive justice is to embody justice. Justice isn't just out there floating around and then coming in. When you embody justice, you stay balanced in your thoughts. Not going down a rabbit hole, just staying balanced, focused on what you can take care of, what you can heal, what needs the attention, and not focusing on things that are going to pull you out of alignment that you don't need to focus on. And it looks like there's a lot of happiness coming in after this healing with Justice and Four of Wands. This keeps hinting to like a glow up and so much happiness. I think justice, if you're wanting justice, wanting someone to pay for the harm and the hurt that they've caused you, then you are in that energy. You're still in that energy and a part of it. And the best way to get what you want out of this is to pull your energy from it, to trust that the universe will take care of it, to take care of you, to get yourself out of that energy. And it is difficult when you feel not only betrayed, as I've been seeing here, when you feel abandoned and someone is telling you stories about you. I get it. There's a lot going on here. And it's still the same message. Don't focus on what you don't want to grow. And so if you don't want hate and resentment to grow in your life, then focusing on what you do want. It's a bit of a detangling. And it takes time. And there's so many different, this kind of feels like forgiveness is what this reading feels like. Recognizing who and what's not for you. Something had to become painful enough so you would leave a comfort zone, but it feels like there's just a lot of hurt and a lot of resentment and a lot of unexpressed emotions. And those are definitely yours to take care of, to work through. And it has just been my experience. I'm just talking from what I've noticed is the more that you detach from what you don't like and move towards what you do like, what you do prefer, and focus on that, then what you do prefer grows, and this old story starts dying away. Can you imagine that at some point in the future, all of a sudden you're going about your life and you're like, oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought about them for weeks. Oh my gosh, I remember when imagine that now. Imagine at some point you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I completely forgot, because I utilized everything and learned everything I needed to learn, and detached and healed and grew and expanded and created what I prefer instead. And I forgot. I forgot that this whole thing, at first there's days where you don't even think about this, and then weeks, and then it becomes something of the past. I have noticed that when something really painful has got my attention, it takes me a long time to detach from it. It takes as long as it takes. But it has been my personal experience that nothing positive comes out of wishing someone ill will, even if they've harmed you. That's been my experience. And they don't get hurt from me trying to exact some type of revenge. Instead, I get hurt. So, it has been my experience that to just let go, allow what I've experienced to change me to the version of me I prefer to be. So, all right, I'm going to do an extended reading. We're halfway through the reading. I'm going to put a link in the description box below. It says extended reading here. We're halfway through. I'll be looking at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. So I'll see you over there. And if not, have a great day.